mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá jákèjádò àgbáláyé o mo kẹ́yìn olólùfẹ́ mi a kú dédé àsìkò yìí ẹ dẹ̀ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa ẹ gbà yíyẹ̀wò ẹ bá wa dá sí ẹ̀yin ènìyàn mi fídíò tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ lórí ayélujára tí àwọn ènìyàn ń sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí òun ni mo mú wá o pé kí ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa tẹ́ wà lórí ìkànnì wa kẹ́yìn náà bá wa wò ó kẹ́ bá wa dá sí.
Babangida ti wá jáde o ó ní lóòótọ́ ńlẹ́mkì Abiola wọlé ìbò June 12 tó di wàhálà ṣé ẹ ti dáríjì báyìí ṣé ẹ lè dáríjì Babangida. ìmọ̀ pé bóyá àwọn tí a jọ wà nípò pé Nàìjíríà ọ̀dà yóò da ìmọ̀ bígbà tí à ń tara wa ni ẹ gbọ́ èrèdí ọ̀rọ̀ mi o 1993 to this time ọdún mélòó nìyẹn mo rí ròyìn kan ni Ibrahim Babangida wọ́n ní Babangida sọ pé MKO Abiola ń ló wọlé bò June 12 1993 ẹ sì wá ní pé kò yẹ kí dókítà ó ti sọ̀rọ̀ àǹdílé wọn pẹ̀lú abẹ́rẹ́ àti oògùn tó lè mú kí nǹkan ó tètè ṣiṣẹ́. Ibrahim Babangida wọ́n kọ sínú ìwé àbí wọ́n la ẹnu wọn sọ pé MKO Abiola tí wọ́n pa sínú ẹ̀wọ̀n.
What is happening at your house? Are you being arrested?
I'm being arrested. I'm just going out now with the police.
MKO Abiola tí wọ́n gún tí wọ́n mú ní tìpátìkúùkù. MKO Abiola tí wọ́n fìyà jẹ tí ẹ̀mí fi bọ́ lára rẹ̀. MKO Abiola tí ó lo ọdún mẹ́rin tó yẹ kó lò nínú ìjọba tá a fi dìbò yàn tó lò ní ọgbà ẹ̀wọ̀n adìbò yàn kó ṣe ọdún mẹ́rin ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà yóò bá tiẹ̀ fi kún yóò kọ́kọ́ ṣe ọdún mẹ́rin ó sì ṣe ọdún mẹ́rin yẹn ló gba ẹ̀wọ̀n by virtue of the power conferred on Babangida then to annul the June 12 election. He's now coming out to tell us he's now coming out to tell us that Babangida won the election, even with the figure. He came out with the figure. He said Babangida had 5 million votes. 5 million votes. Only Tofa, only 3 million votes. Babangida, Ibrahim Babangida, MKO Abiola, only 5 million votes. Joe, I don't understand though. I don't understand. And I need to understand. Ẹ̀yin oní psycho, ẹ̀yin dà. Ẹ̀yin ará Abẹ́òkúta, ẹ̀yin dà. Ẹ̀yin ará Arò l'Abẹ́òkúta tẹ́ ń tọ́jú èèyàn, ẹ̀yin dà. Ẹ̀yin ti Yábà lápá òsì, ẹ̀yin dà. Ẹ̀yin ti bílẹ̀ tẹ́ mọ̀ èèyàn tọ́jú Asíndẹ̀mádé, Asíndẹ̀ ìwọ dà. Ẹ̀yin tí ẹ mọ Rúkìá kà dáadáa, ẹ̀yin dà. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ní anointing tó lè ṣiṣẹ́, tí anointing yín dúró tán tó lè ṣiṣẹ́, ẹ̀yin dà. Oh my God. Ẹ jẹ́ n kà torí mo kọ síbí ni ẹ rí pé mo yẹ fóònù wò ńgbà mo bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ibrahim Babangida ti kéde o wípé MKO Abiola ló wọlé bò June 12 tá a dì lọ́dún 1993 tóun fúnra àwọn tóun sì fagilé. Fún ìgbà àkọ́kọ́ o láti ìgbà tí Babangida ti kúrò lórí ipò tó ló ń step aside òun yẹ̀ bá ná fún ìgbà àkọ́kọ́ olórí orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà tẹ́lẹ̀ ọ̀hún tá a mọ̀ sí Ibrahim Babangida ọ̀gágun ajagun fẹ̀yìntì ó ti wá kéde pé olóyè Moshood Kásìmọ́ Láwálé Abíọ́lá ń lọ wọlé ìbò ààrẹ June 12 o ẹ mọ̀ gbọ́ o èyí tá a dì lọ́dún 1993 tóun fúnra àwọn fagilé. Ọ̀gágun Ibrahim Babangida inú ìwé rẹ̀ kan tó máa kọ ni tó sọ pé òun kọ̀wé nípa ara òun ó sì fi lọ́lẹ̀ rẹ̀ lénìí déèdì ló ṣe fi lọ́rẹ̀ rẹ̀ àbẹ́ni kọ́ lọ́ọ̀dì 20 ni wọ́n sá ṣe fi lọ́rẹ̀ rẹ̀ lọ́ọ̀dì 20 tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá gbàgbé MK Abiola dupò ipò ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà lábẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú Social Democratic Parties ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́sìn ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́sìn Babangida ó pe àkórí ìwé rẹ̀ ní ìrìn àjò mi lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ a service in service a journey in service ìrìn àjò lẹ́nu iṣẹ́. Ó ní ńṣe ni Abiola fi ẹ̀yìn Bashir Tofa ló fẹ́ yẹn náà lẹ̀ wọ̀ ìyún Bashir Tofa tó ń díje lábẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú National Republican Convention, is it Council or Convention? NRC sá. Ó ní Moshood Abiola ó lóun lọ jáwé olúborí lọ́dún 1993 ó ló ní ìbò 8 million mílíọ̀nù mẹ́jọ. Ó ní NRC tó jẹ́ ti Tova ó lóun ò níbò tó bẹ́ẹ̀ rárá, ó níbò rẹ̀ kéré, ìbò mílíọ̀nù 5 ló sọ pé NRC ní Abiola níbò 8. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tí Babangida ń sọ, ó ní òun ti ń gbèrò láti fagilébò ọ̀hún gan kí wọ́n tó dì ìka tó dìbò yẹn gan lòun ti ní lẹ́mìí pé òun ò fagilébò yẹn, ó ti wà premeditated. Ẹ má bá mi nóòtù ẹ pé ìtẹ́rí ẹ̀dì òun ò fagilé, wọ́n sì náwó wá lọ, wọ́n sì ṣe campaign lọ, àwọn olùdìbò sì lọ tòun òrùn, òun ò fagilébò ni ká tó dì lòun ti mọ̀. Ó wá ní ẹ̀yin ọmọ Nàìjíríà, òun lòun jẹ̀bi gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà lásìkò náà.
As the leader of the military administration, I accept full responsibility for all decisions taken under my watch. And June 12 happened under my watch. Mistakes, oversights, and missteps happened.
Jẹ́ ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà, ó take responsibilities. Ó ní èmi ni mo jẹ̀bi gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà lásìkò náà tí mo jẹ́ ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Ní tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní June 12 lọ́dún 1993, ọjọ́ 12 oṣù kẹfà ọdún 1993, olùdíje sípò ààrẹ lábẹ́ àsíá ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú SDP Abiola àti Bashir Tofa tó jẹ́ olùdíje ẹgbẹ́ NRC wọ́n jọ díje nínú ètò ìdìbò ààrẹ Nàìjíríà. Baba Gana Kingibe ó ní ó jẹ́ olùdíje tó jẹ́ igbákejì Abiola táwọn jọ wà running mate tẹ́ ń sọ yẹn. Sylvester Ugo ó ní running mate ti Bashir Tofa. Ìbò tá à ń sọ yìí ni àwọn èèyàn sọ pé ìbò ńlá láàfíà jù lágbàáyé níjọ́ tán ti ń dìbò. Free and fair election. Ká sì gba oríyìn pé orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ló dìbò tó dáa jù. Babangida bá wọ́gilé. Ọlọ́run o. Ń bo lójú rẹ wà Ọlọ́run. Kí la ṣe gan Nàìjíríà? Wàhálà mọ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́dún 1993 yìí o. Wàhálà pọ̀. Babangida wá step aside. Ó wá gbéjọba fún Ernest Shonekan. Ernest Shonekan wá ṣèjọba ọjọ́ kan. Ernest Shonekan. Abacha bá gbà á. Kí ni Abacha gbàjọba sí? Nígbà tí wọ́n kọ́ gbé fún Ernest Shonekan. Mo ń bọ̀, ni mo ti jẹ sọ, mo ń bọ̀ ńbẹ̀ o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ilé ìdílé. Lọ́jọ́ 11 oṣù kẹfà ọdún 1994. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé ní ọjọ́ 11 oṣù kẹfà ọdún 1994, Abiola bọ́ta ó sì kéde ara rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà tọ́rọ mọ̀ pé àwọn èèyàn dìbò fún un. Wọ́n rántí orin bàbá wa ewì bàbá wa Ọláréwájú Adépọ̀jù ńgbà náà. Ó ní ńṣe ló yẹ kábíọ́lá jáde kó kéde ara rẹ̀ bí ààrẹ. Ó ní ètò ìjọba rẹ̀ ló yẹ kó kéde ẹ̀ fáráyé, kó ká gidi borí, ká da gbogbo ẹ̀ sí rọ́ọ̀fù. Mo sì rántí ewì yẹn dáadáa ńgbà náà. Èsì ìjọba ẹ̀ ló yẹ kó kéde ẹ̀ fáráyé, kó ká gidi borí, ká da gbogbo ẹ̀ sí rọ́ọ̀fù. Abiola bọ́ta lóòótọ́, ó sì kéde ara rẹ̀ bí ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Kí ló ṣe yẹn sí? Ìjọba bá náwó gan. Wọ́n fi ẹ̀sùn ìdìtẹ̀gbàjọba kan MKO Abiola. Ẹ mọ̀ wo, ẹni tá a dìbò yàn ó kéde pò ń ló ń wọlé. Ẹni tá a dìbò yàn tó wá láti barracks tó wá fìbọn gbàjọba, ó sì wá kéde ẹni tá a dìbò yàn gangan pé òun ló fẹ́ fipá gbàjọba. Wọ́n sì gbé, wọ́n ti mọ́lé. Ó mà ṣe o. Ọdún 4 gbáko tó yẹ kábíọ́lá ó fi ṣèjọba dé wa lórí, iná ló lò lọ́gbà ẹ̀wọ̀n. A ti ẹ̀ gbọ́ pé wọ́n ní wọ́n kó gbogbo ohun tó jẹ mọ́ ìwé kúrò níwájú ẹ̀, torí kò tí ì sí fóònù alágbèéká tá à ń gbé sétí ìgbà náà. Ìwé fóònù landfóònù kankan ló wà, àfi tí wọ́n bá tún nírú míì tó lówó ń lò ńgbà náà lókù, bóyá sẹ́lúlà ti dé. Wọ́n kó gbogbo ohun tó jẹ́ ìwé kúrò níwájú Abiola. Abiola wọ́n wá fún láǹfààní àti ka Bible àti Kùránì nìkan. Ìgbà tó di ọjọ́ 7 ọdún 1998, ọjọ́ tí gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà ti ń retí pé Abiola ń bọ̀, Abiola ó jáde lẹ́wọ̀n, Abiola ó jáde lẹ́wọ̀n, wọ́n lu Abiola pa. Wọ́n ló mu tíì ni, wọ́n pa Abiola. Kàkà kí wọ́n kéde kí inú ọmọ Nàìjíríà dùn pé wọ́n ti tú Abiola sílẹ̀, ìkéde tá a gbọ́ ni pé Abiola ti kú. Now ẹ jẹ́ kí n tẹ reverse there. Ní ìgbà tí wọ́n fẹ́ dìbò, ṣé ẹ rántí iye ọdún tí Babangida ti lò níjọba? Ó máa ń lò bí ọdún 8 tó ti ń ṣèjọba. Babangida ni olórí ológun àkọ́kọ́ tó sọra rẹ̀ di general lé wa lórí lórílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà tó sì ṣèjọba. Ìgbà tí Babangida ń ṣèjọba lọ́wọ́, tára bá ní aráàlú báyìí, yọkàn ra fátẹ́gùn sí ni. Lẹ́yìn atẹ́gùn yẹn, ìnira ńlá mi ní bọ̀. Torí ẹ̀ náà fi ń pe Babangida ní Maradona, toró máa gé wa ni. A ṣe lè lọ́la, a ṣe lè lọ́la, a ṣe lè lọ́la. Ó gé wa púpọ̀. Torí ẹ̀ náà fi ń pe Maradona. Ìgbà tó bá Babangida, ìgbà náà ni Babangida wá sí wọ́n bá ọmọrí kankan bí ni o. Mi rí mọ́, ó ti lọ. Ìgbà tó bá Babangida tí Babangida bá ń bọ̀ ní Ìbàdàn, nígbà tí wò lórí rédíò àbí kan kéde lórí tẹlifíṣàn, wọ́n á ti ta gbogbo ọ̀nà tí Babangida ó gbà kọjá. Àní ò sí, ti mọ̀ pé Babangida ń bọ̀. Babangida mà lópo, Babangida lo ipò. Kódà nínú àwọn tó ti di olórí orílẹ̀-èdè rí, ìgbọ́ èyí tó lópo tó Babangida rí. Láti ìgbà tí Babangida sì ti kú ò, tí ìgbọ́ ẹni tó tún lópo tó jayé tó lópo bí Babangida. Lẹ́yìn tí ọmọ Nàìjíríà ń kígbe democracy, 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 tí gbogbo àgbáyé náà ń pé Nàìjíríà fẹ́ democracy, reluctantly, within Babangida's mind, to trick us in a very deceptive manner, ó kéde ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú méjì tí wọ́n ó jáde tí wọ́n ó díje. We gathered that Babangida and MK Abiola ọ̀rẹ́ ni wọ́n jọ ń ṣe ni. torí pé olówó tí ń bàjọba ṣe wọ́n lówó tó ra wọn lówó tó ra wọn o èmi ò gbé wọn sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ o ṣùgbọ́n ní tá a lè fi MKO Abiola wé ńgbà náà ó ní bí Dangote ṣe jẹ́ lónìí sí àwọn táwọn náà ń ṣèjọba. Baba MKO Abiola was everywhere. He built mosques. He built churches. One of the greatest philanthropy we have seen in this country. With a very unique philanthropic gesture. It doesn't discriminate. I don't want to go into how he got his money. That is another story. Nítorí pé a dì pẹ̀lú Abiola lẹ́ni, a dì pẹ̀lú Babangida àti tó ṣe. We even gathered that there was money, owó kan láti bá Sierra Leone àbíbí kan, wọ́n gbé sápò Abiola, wọ́n gbé sápò ẹnìkan. All this beer parlor talk, oríṣiríṣi nǹkan ló jáde ńgbà yẹn. But MKO Abiola, the fact remains that òun àti Babangida close. Wọ́n ní àjọṣe. I don't know the level of closeness. Nígbà tí Babangida wá kéde ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú méjì, Social Democratic Party and National Republican Convention. Àbí Congress ni. Èyí tẹ́ bá mọ̀ nígbà náà. Mo kọ́kọ́ béèrè pé níbo lẹ wà 1993. Ìgbà náà tí àwọn èèyàn lọ bá Abiola kó ṣòṣèlú kó ṣàárẹ̀. You know what he did? Abiola gbéra nílé ẹ̀ ó sì lọ bá Babangida to confirm if truly Babangida is ready to leave. To confirm if truly the election is real election or something else, like what later happened. Abiola went to Babangida, and Abiola was given a conviction. He was convinced by his friend that, my friend, I need to go and relax. I need to leave. I need to allow Nigerians to enjoy the democracy they've been yearning for. Let me give them the chance to choose their leader. At he put the things in places. At he set records straight. Kan wá yan olórí wọn. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Nàìjíríà. Ọkàn Abiola balẹ̀. Ó sì padà láti lọ múra wípé òun ó sàárẹ̀. Party adoption. Abiola pick SDP. Bàbá wa ní Ìbàdàn, Adédìbú, ó nípa tí wọ́n kó. Àtàwùsá, àti Igbo, àti Yorùbá. The first politician to máa ní such acceptability across all the geopolitical zones in the country is MKO Abiola. He was accepted by virtually everybody. Mo sì lè rántí díẹ̀ nínú àwọn jíngù gbà yẹn. Nigerian Television Authority Network News wá gbàlejò MKO SDP Kingibe Action Abiola Progress. Ẹ ti rántí jíngù oríṣiríṣi. Hope 93. Hope 93. Torí ẹ̀ ni bàbá Aṣíwájú Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu tẹ́ bá ń rí renewed hope 2023. Renewed hope 23 tẹ́ ń rí nígbà tán fẹ́ dìbò. Hope 93 yẹn òun làwọn sọ di renewed hope. Hope 93 tó já mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́ táàrí gbà ni làwọn pè ní renewed hope. Òun ló di renewed hope 2023 táwọn lò yẹn. ẹlòmíì ò mọ̀ ṣé nínú àwọn tó kúkú ń gbọ́ mi nísìn ó dá mi lójú pé àwọn Indomie generation wà ń bẹ tí mò ń sọ yìí tí ò yé wọn ó lè ṣeéṣe kankan jẹ́ pé irú wọn ti fi kàròyìn láàárọ̀ yìí tàbí wọn ò fi kàròyìn lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀rọ ọ̀la àbí wọn ò fi ṣe news analysis ilẹ̀ tí ò sì tójú ẹni sú àìmọ́ ni òkùnkùn rẹ̀ rìn ẹja akọ wọn orí afẹ́fẹ́ gbàlejò jíǹkù bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní róòlù lóríṣiríṣi tàwùsá lọ tí Ìgbò lọ tí Yorùbá lọ Abiola Isani Muhammad Bashir tó fà ó náà ṣe tiẹ̀ ó ń gbìyànjú o ṣùgbọ́n omi pọ̀ jọ kà lọ ní ọjọ́ ìbò àti ìdìbò kọjá aago 12 ọ̀sán tábíọ́lá fi wọlé ta ló lè rántí àjọ elétò ìdìbò ọdún náà ṣé kò ń ṣe nàdẹ́kò hope 93 ẹ rántí ṣé kò ṣe nàdẹ́kò àjọ elétò ìdìbò ọdún náà ṣé kò ń ṣe nàdẹ́kò mo fẹ́ mọ̀ bóyá I think it's nàdẹ́kò ṣé kí n mọ́tàn yìí àwa ò dìbò lọ́dún náà o bó ti yẹ kó wù wá ká dìbò ṣùgbọ́n àrípòtì àdìbò mi rò pa tí ìtòbó òdì mi rò pa tí ìtòbó òdì nàdẹ́kò náà ni ẹ ṣeun ṣùgbọ́n àdìbò abá ti tóbó òdì ni ìmọ̀ ìsáàdìbò ṣùgbọ́n mo rántí pé mo lọ sí council Akinyele local government council and I went to Islamic high school to monitor the election. Decision to install Abiola as the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria then seems like unilateral decision. It was just like Nani Fedeco ni, be it Nadeco or Fedeco, Osa Kona ni. Is it Fedeco? Ori ebe akoti Fedeco. Fedeco ni. Thank you. Nadeco ni àwọn ẹgbẹ́ Fedeco ni. Thank you. Fedeco ni. Thank you. Now, I monitor election. Aago 12 àwọn èèyàn ti ń jubilate. Yeah, lọ́dún 1993. Àwọn èèyàn ti ń jubilate. Abiola ni. Àwọn kan ní NEC ni. NEC, ṣé NEC ni? NEC báwo? Wọ́n mà tún ní NEC ni. NEC, Nadeco is still in NEC. Nadeco was formed after when the election was annulled. Okay, thank you. National Electoral Commission, NEC. Wọ́n ní NEC ni o. Ẹ ṣoríire. Àwọn àgbàlagbà kún bí ẹ jẹ́ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Okay, mo ti gbé kó. Mo ti unmute ẹ ṣé. NEC ni National Electoral Commission ẹ ṣé ẹ ṣoríire. Asa àdìbò. Àwọn èèyàn ti ń gbìyànjú, wọ́n ní ṣe mo ní Abiola ni, ẹ̀gbọ́n ni bàbá wa Barrister ni. Ó ní Hausa dìbò rẹ̀ f'Abiola. Yorùbá dìbò rẹ̀ f'Abiola. Ìgbò ó dìbò rẹ̀ f'Abiola. Pé kàn gbé fún Masudi kó bá wa ṣe. Òyìnbó annulment látún gbọ́. Agbóyìnbó jà wọn bìrìtì kó lọ. Ayayayaya, Babangida. Tẹ́ bá mọ̀ tó wà nínú mi tí mò ń gbé mi mo sì ń ṣe ẹ̀wọ́ bà yín gan o. Ọlọ́run gbọ́. Babangida. Wọ́n na Babangida ni. Wọ́n na Babangida fala. Wọ́n na hankali ana ankare Babangida. Babangida. Hey. Babangida. Wana biribiri, wana oh. At the end of the day, ẹ̀yin kọ́ yìí, wọ́n kéde wọ́n ní wọ́n anon ìbò yẹn. Ṣé mọ̀ pé Babangida mo sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé Babangida ó kọ nínú ìwé rẹ̀ pé òun ti ní lẹ́mìí láti fagilé ìbò yẹn tẹ́lẹ̀. Even nígbà tí Abiola lọ bá, ó ti ní lẹ́mìí pé òun ó fagilé ìbò yẹn nígbà tó ń promise Abiola pé kó má worry, kó má ṣe lọ. Torí pé wọ́n ní ẹ̀mí láti fagilé ìbò yẹn gẹ́gẹ́gẹ́gẹ́. Ó wá mú kí bàbá Professor Enfri Nwosu, Professor Enfri Nwosu, àwọn ni wọ́n jẹ́ NEC chairman. Professor Enfri Nwosu, àwọn ni NEC chairman. Thank you. Torí kò ti lẹ́mìí pé ó máa fagilé ìbò yẹn, ó ti wá òyìnbó tó ń lò. By the time tó ní àwọn anon election yẹn báyìí, wàhálà tó kọ́kọ́ bá wa ni pé àkọ́kọ́ ń wà túmọ̀ ìbò nkì. Annulment. Kí ni túmọ̀ annulment ẹnìkan ní wọ́n ti kéde Abiola nù. Tẹ́ bá ti sọ annulment wọ́n ní pé ìbò ẹ̀ ti pọ̀ jù nù pé ẹ lọ ní sùúrù o kí wọ́n kéde ẹ̀ ló kù ẹ má wulẹ̀ dìbò mọ́ ẹ má waste ìbò mọ́ o. I'm not joking o. Oríṣiríṣi. Wọ́n náà ti àná ẹ̀ pé Abiola ti wọlé nù ògbọ́n ti àná ẹ̀ o. Nígbà tí àwọn ilé ìbò ọ̀bọ̀ ta annulment kẹ̀ dictionary wa tán lé o dictionary. A bá padà gbọ́ pé cancellation náà wọ́n reverse. Adúrú wàhálà, adúrú owó. Ṣé wàhálà àti wàhálà àtowó kò wá tó àfọkànsí ọmọ Yorùbá. Kí Babangida tó ànọ́nùbò, sójà ti kún gbòòrò. Ẹ̀yin kọ́ yìí, sójà ti kún gbòòrò. Wàhálà wá dé. Tí jáde ìbọn ti ń ró kẹ̀kẹ̀. Àwọn wọ́n ní yìnbọn yìí, wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé àwọn èèyàn ó protest. Ẹ̀yin kọ́ yìí bíbọn ṣe dún tó, àwọn èèyàn gbọ́. Ọmọ Nàìjíríà yarí. Wọ́n yarí nílẹ̀ Ìgbò. Wọ́n yarí nílẹ̀ Haúsá. Àgàgà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ìbàdàn gbóná, Èkó ọ̀rọ̀rùn. Gbogbo ẹ̀ wá gbóná jẹun. Wàhálà wá bẹ̀rẹ̀. Èmi tí mò ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, ìní sọyé kìlómítà tí mo fi ẹsẹ̀ mi rìn. Tí bàtà yọ dànù tí mo tún fẹsẹ̀ lásán rìn lọ. Ẹni orí yọ dílé. Igbó kan bẹ́ ń bàdàn tí wọ́n ń pè ní igbó àgàlà. Àwa gbọ́njúmọ̀ igbó àgàlà. Igi tíìkì oríṣiríṣi ní bẹ́ẹ̀. O ò lè wọ igbó àgàlà bó ṣe wù ọ́. Nígbà tí ọmọ tá a lo gbogbo èédú tí ń bẹ tán tí ò sí èédú kankan mọ́. Ìṣèdè tó lágbára ni. Wọ́n ṣe everybody mọ́lé. Kò sí kerosene táyì dáná. Kò síbi tá a ti rí nǹkan kan rà. Ìṣèdè yẹn wá lè débi pé a lo èédú tán. Àwa bọ́ sínú igbó àgàlà. Igi tútù sì ń cooperate bí igi gbígbẹ. Igi tútù tẹ́ já ewé kúrò lórí ẹ̀ báyìí. Tẹ́ ẹ bá ti kì í bọná báyìí, yóò sì máa jóná bí igi àkólà igi gbígbẹ. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, nítorí pé Ọlọ́run tó dá wa gan ó ń káàánú wa lásìkò ìgbà náà. Àánú wa ń ṣe Ọlọ́run nígbà náà pé àwọn ẹni yìí ṣẹ̀mí tó báyìí tí mo fi firú èèyàn báyìí ta wọ́n lọ́rẹ bí aṣáájú wọn. Babangida jẹ́ nightmare. Ìbànújẹ́ ni Babangida jẹ́ fún orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Ìfàsẹ́yìn ńlá wá bá orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà látìgbà náà. Ọkọ̀ lọ síwájú wá tẹ pọ́s. Igbó fa nàdẹ́kò ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ẹgbẹ́ wọ́n wá ń dìde lóríṣiríṣi. Ṣùgbọ́n nítorí oníjìbìtì tí Babangida jẹ́, no apology to this. Nítorí oníjìbìtì tí Babangida jẹ́, Babangida wá lọ gbé Ernest Shonekan. Nítorí pé Yorùbá ni Abiola tí wọ́n tẹ̀ lójúmọ́lẹ̀, ọmọ Yorùbá ń bínú. Ó wá gbé Ernest Shonekan síbẹ̀. Ṣé Babangida kúkú mọ̀ pé sójà kan ò ní jẹ́ kí Ernest Shonekan ó ṣèjọba? Ernest Shonekan náà jókòó. Kí náà pèpò wọn ní interim. àtúnṣe gbọ́ interim náà ní àgbórí. The first interim president we have in Nigeria is late Ernest Shonekan. He was installed by Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. Babangida was dribbling himself, thinking that he was dribbling us. Truly, we were frustrated, tormented, humiliated. But today we are still alive. And Babangida is still alive. He's now coming out to tell us what? Ogao. He knew that the military would never allow Ernest Shonekan to rule. He installed Ernest Shonekan. Nígbà tí ẹgbẹ́ oríṣiríṣiríṣiríṣiríṣi tí wọ́n ń jáde, ẹgbẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá, ẹ dákun, give us our mandate. Give us our mandate. We all voted this man. Let him rule. Let him be our president. Aba ké lọ sọ́tún, a ké lọ sósì, kò sí mọ́tò mọ́ nígboro. Protest oríṣiríṣi. Ernest Shonekan. Ọmọ Nàìjíríà, ọmọ Yorùbá gbà, Ernest Shonekan wọ́n yàn. Yorùbá ni yóò kéde Abiola nísìn. Ìjọ lágbára kankan. Ìjọ ní tó lè ṣe láti bà Ernest Shonekan lórúkọ jẹ́, láti bá àti máa ṣe bọ̀ bàbá bàbá jẹ́. Ẹjọ́ tẹ́ bá wò mí tẹ́ bá láǹfààní àti share rẹ̀ bá ń share rẹ̀. Nítorí ìkálòlómi yìí, ó lè wúlò fún àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n ti mọ bó ṣe ń lọ lọ́dún 1993. Ó declare interim government. Ẹ bá ń share show yẹn jọ. Babangida declare interim government. Mo ń dúró de nǹkan share yìí. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Babangida declare interim government. Ó fi Ernest Shonekan as president. Olórí interim government. Wọ́n jẹ́ pé president. At the end of the day, ìjọjọ́ kan àbí nǹkan kọ́ ni Shonekan lò. Ìrọ̀wọ́rọ́wọ́ làwọn Abacha ní bá wa pẹ́rù wá. Kó tó wá yan Shonekan gan kọ́. Kó náà wà lórí ìjókòó. Àga gbóná mọ́ ni. Babangida olóhun ó dìde. Àga gbóná mọ́ Babangida ni. So yẹ kí Babangida sì máa fa afẹ́fẹ́ Nàìjíríà sí Musa. Olóhun mọ̀ lágbára o. Olóhun mọ̀ lágbára o. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Nàìjíríà. Ní ọwọ́ ọgbà tí wọ́n yan Abiola tá a dìbò yàn tí wọ́n fi sípò. Ẹ̀mí èèyàn tó sọnù ní Nàìjíríà tí mi ò bá ní dínkù kò mọ̀ dín ní 1,000 èèyàn tó kú. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá wà ní 1993 tá a jọ wà ń gbà náà. Ẹjọ́ ó téèyàn mélòó tó kú. Ẹni tó jókòó tí ń fún ọmọ rẹ̀ lọ́yàn. Wọ́n sì yìnbọn lù, ìyá sì kú, ọmọ sì tún mú ọyàn lọ tí ọ̀gbẹ́nu kú ńbẹ̀ kò mọ̀ pé ìyá àwọn ti kú. Àìmọye ẹni tí ìbọn lọ bá nínú ilé. Àìmọye ẹni tí ń bá tiẹ̀ lọ tí wọ́n bá lójú ọ̀nà tí wọ́n padà. Àwọn èèyàn kú gan. Ẹ̀mí ṣòfò. Wọ́n sọ lé ọlá dahoro. Wọ́n sọ ẹni tó ní bàbá dáláìní mọ́, wọ́n sọ dọmọ òrukàn. Wọ́n ṣe ẹni tó ní ìyá dẹni tí ò rí ìyá rẹ̀ mọ́. Wọ́n ń pa ọmọ lójú ìyá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ sì ni olókùn gbókù ẹ̀ ní ìjọba ò ṣe kankan fẹ́ nìkankan. Ìgbà náà ló di kó ń lé ó gbélé. Àìmọye aboyún tó kú dànù, àìmọye òrèlé òdélé, àìmọye òròkò òdókò, àìmọye èèyàn tó toko òròkò tóko òrókò tó. Ẹnìkan ní 1,000 kẹ̀, ó ju 1,000 people lọ. Mò ń sọ bí oníròyìn ni, mò ń sọ bí oníròyìn ni tí a dínkù. Àwọn èèyàn kú gan lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà. Ẹ wá wo ẹkún, ẹ wá wo ìpayín keke, ẹ wá wo ọ̀fọ̀ lọ́ọ̀dẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn. Ẹ wá wo ẹni tí wọ́n gbójúlé nínú ẹbí mi wípé ògo àwọn leléyìí tó jẹ́ breadwinner family wọn. Ẹ wá wo bó ṣe sùn nínú àgbàrá ẹ̀jẹ̀. Àsìkò ìgbà náà ní àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá kan kóra wọn jọ tí wọ́n rí pé wọ́n ń yan Yorùbá jẹ. Ìgbà náà la mọye Yorùbá tó ti sàárẹ̀, la mọye Haúsá tó ti sàárẹ̀, là ń béèrè iye Ìgbò tó ti sàárẹ̀ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà. Àwa arẹ́ nìkan kan tọ́ka sí ńgbà náà ju Ọbásanjọ́ lọ ṣáájú àkókò yìí. Ìgbà yìí la wá jókòó, ọmọ Yorùbá wá rí pé orin tí bàbá wa Ògúndé kọ yóò Yorùbá ronú wò. Ìgbà náà ni Yorùbá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá rò. Náà wá dá ẹgbẹ́ kan sílẹ̀ ńgbà náà. Ẹgbẹ́ ajìjàgbara ọmọ Yorùbá. Wọ́n ń pè wọ́n ní OPC, Oòduà Progressive Congress. Nígbà náà gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ ọ̀dọ́ tí wọ́n rí ipò apá tí wọ́n rí ipò ẹsẹ̀, wọ́n wá kóra wọn lọ síbì kan, wọ́n lè kóra wọn lọ nú igbó. Ẹni tó légbé, ẹni tó lọ́fẹ, ẹni ó láfẹ̀ẹ́rí, ẹni ó nímọ̀lù, ẹni ó lókìgbẹ́, ẹni ó lókìkùmọ̀, ẹni wọ́n wá ń fúnra wọn lóògùn, wọ́n ń fúnra wọn lóògùn. Ọmọ Yorùbá wá múra lẹ̀ ẹ̀dógún, ọmọ Yorùbá múra lẹ̀ ẹ̀dọ̀tẹ̀, ọmọ Yorùbá fẹ́ gbara wọn lọ́wọ́ àwọn amúnisìn tó jẹ́ pé àwọn nìkan ni wọ́n fẹ́ máa ṣèjọba. Kò pẹ́ kò jìnnà, Abacha gbàjọba. Nígbà tí Abacha gbàjọba, àwọn èèyàn ló ti ẹ̀dá báwọn. Abacha yóò gbéjọba fún Abiola ni. Ẹ rí i pé bàbá Aríṣekọ́lá ó pe Abacha ní ìsìn, wọn ni wọ́n gbéjọba fún Abiola. Ọmọ Aríṣekọ́lá ní Abacha, wọ́n gbéjọba fún Abiola ní ìsìn. Story for another day. Story for another day. Torí mo dákọ̀ Aríṣekọ́lá, story for another day. Ṣùgbọ́n Abacha ò gbéjọba fún Babangida o. Ńṣe ni Abacha ń lò ìjọba lọ. Ṣá kúkú rò pé yóò débẹ̀ yóò sì ṣe díẹ̀díẹ̀ yóò kú ńbẹ̀ ni. Abacha máa ń lò ìjọba lọ ni o. Ọdún kìíní, ọdún kejì, ọdún kẹta, ọdún kẹrin. Nígbà ọdún kẹrin tó yẹ kí Abiola bóyá yóò tún bòdì ní o àbí yóò kú ńbẹ̀ o. Ọdún tó yẹ ó parí ìjọba rẹ̀ gangan ká ní wọ́n gbéjọba fún. Ọdún náà ló jáde láyé. Ó kù ọ̀la tọmọ Nàìjíríà ń retí pé Abiola ó jáde lẹ́wọ̀n, iná ló jáde láyé. Wọ́n pa Abiola ni. Wípé dis Abiola tó bá padà jáde lẹ́wọ̀n yóò tún máa claim mandate ẹni. Ẹ já fi ṣe tutù. Ká fi ṣe tutù tí wọ́n béèrè fún tí wọ́n bá ti rí mọ́ wọn ó sinmi. Abiola kú o. Wàhálà wá bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ọba wo ni ọba tó ní abọ́bakú tí abọ́bakú rẹ̀ tó abọ́bakú Abiola Nàìjíríà? Tó pé torí pé ó kú làwọn èèyàn wá kú tó bẹ́ẹ̀. Kò sí. Àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ kú o. Ṣé mọ̀ pé nítorí ipò Abiola náà, ṣé ẹ rántí pé àsìkò tá à ń sọ yìí náà wọ́n pa Sùlíyà Adédèjì? Ṣé ẹ rántí pé àsìkò tá à ń sọ yìí ni wọ́n pa Kudirat ìyàwó Abiola? Ṣé mọ̀ pé wọ́n yìnbọn fọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn gbà náà? Ọlọ́run ló yọ Alex Ibru. tó jẹ́ chairman Guardian newspaper àtọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n fẹ́ pàǹgbà náà tọ́nà ọ̀fẹ́ mi wọn lé lọ́wọ́ àmọye oníròyìn tẹ́mi ẹ̀ bọ́ sí àmọye àwọn tó sá jìnnàjìnnà ejò sáré ikú náà gbọ̀nàgbọ̀n ọmọ Nàìjíríà Abacha ló jọba o nígbà tí Abacha ṣèjọba sáà tó dé stage kan ó ní òun fẹ́ dájọba padà fún olóṣèlú inú àwọn èèyàn dùn ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn náà lẹ̀rù ń bà wípé ṣé kò ní ṣe bí Babangida òun náà tún dẹ́gbẹ́lẹ̀ o whom the cap fits let him wear it the cap fits General Sani Abacha jíǹkù ti ẹnu ń gbà náà lórí tẹlifíṣàn tíbi tí wọ́n ti yí fìlà ológun tí wọ́n sọ di fìlà olóṣèlú ẹ̀yin olórin wa èyí tó kù láyé nu yín à ń kí yín o wọ́n kó gbogbo àwọn olórin tó mọ orin kan lẹ̀ Yorùbá ńlẹ̀ Haúsá ńlẹ̀ Ìgbò ó di wọ̀ l'Ábújá wọ́n lọ kọrin fún Abacha lẹ́yìn tó lò ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọdún gẹ́gẹ́ bí ààrẹ ológun ó fẹ́ di ààrẹ alágbádá lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà ẹ̀rù wa ń bà wá àwọn tó lóṣèlú tó jáde náà ò lè náwó tààrà ṣé wọ́n bá Abacha contest ni ta ni ó gba primary ticket lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ Abacha náà ni ó wọlé tí ó sàárẹ̀ alágbádá àwa kan ti wá fọkàn sí pé tó bá sàárẹ̀ alágbádá bó ṣe fara ni wá tó yìí ó fọ́ọ̀sì ara ẹ̀ níwá lórí náà nìyẹn tó fi sàárẹ̀ alágbádá ṣùgbọ́n kò nílé lo decree constitution ni ó lò kò sáà nílò ìjọdún 4 lọ tí ó fi lọ torí àti rí i pé a ti rò ó pin ẹ̀yin kọ́ yìí ìtàn máa ń ya ni ṣùgbọ́n mi ìfẹ́ orí ìjìnà torí àkókò mi ẹ jẹ́ maintain track mi ẹ̀yin kọ́ yìí ọjọ́ ìbò là ń retí o àárọ̀ kùtùkùtù ọjọ́ kan ni láàárọ̀ báyìí kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ irọ́ ni òótọ́ ni wọ́n bá kan gé ọ̀hún papọ̀ wọ́n l'Abacha wọn fẹ́ sìn kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ wọ́n ló kú ẹ wá wo jubilation ẹ wá wo bínú ọmọ Nàìjíríà ṣe ń dùn wípé Abacha kú ó bá dorí Abdulsalami Abubakar o nígbà Abdulsalami débẹ̀ náà bá ṣèpàdé pẹ̀lú àwọn ológun àtàwọn tí ń béèrè ẹ gbọ́ àtàwọn èèyàn wọn lọ́dọ̀ wọn lọ́hùn àyàn àwọn ará Abidjan jò ní kò sí tá a lè ṣe o ju wípé kọjẹ́ pé àwọn náà là á lò lọ wọ́n bá ní ká tún dìbò ìgbà náà lẹ́gbẹ́ òṣèlú wá dé ìgbà náà láyé People's Democratic Party tó wà nísìn ó wà nígbà náà Action Alliance AD ó wà nígbà náà àtàwọn ẹgbẹ́ mi méjì tèmi rántí nù bàbá wa Olúfàlàì Bọ́lá Ìgè àwọn méjèèjì ni wọ́n díje primary nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú AD ṣùgbọ́n àwọn èèyàn dìbò fún Olúfàlàì gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá wá dì mọ́ Olúfàlàì báwọn làwọn fẹ́ sàárẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ará bí tẹ́ fẹ́ compensate wa wọ́n wò pé ta làwọn lè mú tí ó kàn jẹ́ pé wọ́n mọ̀ para wa ni ṣùgbọ́n tiwọn náà ni wọ́n mọ̀ ṣe àwọn ó ti lọ́rọ̀ ni o àwọn làwọn ó gbé wọlé o àwọn bá mú Ọbásanjọ́ nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP adìbò lóòótọ́ wọn àrí ìgẹ̀ bíi ti Awólọ́wọ̀ wọn àrí ìgẹ̀ lóòótọ́ wọn àrí ìgẹ̀ Ọbásanjọ́ lọ wọlé nítorí power of number politics is a game of number àwa Yorùbá ńlá mú Olúfàlàì Ọbásanjọ́ làwọn mú bí wọ́n ṣe pọ̀ tó yẹn ṣẹ́ẹ̀dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ìbò Olúfàlàì náà ìbò Ọbásanjọ́ náà àwọn kan náà tó dìbò fún Yorùbá lọ́básanjọ́ bá wọlé wàhálà àgbà náà làbọ̀ ń bẹ́ẹ̀dì sí i wàhálà àgbà náà ìlà àbọ̀ ń bẹ́ẹ̀dì bá a ṣe wà yìí ọmọ Nàìjíríà, ọmọ Yorùbá, ìbéèrè mi lálẹ́ ìwá ni pé Babangida ti wá jáde o, ó ní lóòótọ́ ńlẹ́mkì Abiola wọlé bójú 12 tó di wàhálà. Ṣé ẹ ti dáríjì báyìí? Ṣé ẹ lè dáríjì Babangida? Ìdáhùn mi nù. Ẹ̀yin téèyàn yín kú, ṣé ẹ ti dáríjì Babangida o? Wọ́n ti kọ̀wé o. Ẹ̀yin tí wọ́n dojú òpó yín rúngbà náà, ṣé ẹ ti dáríjì Babangida? Mẹ́sẹ̀jì yẹn mò ń dúró dè. Abẹ́ẹ̀ ní dáríjì Babangida ni. Èèyàn kan ní no.
Good day, sir. We've been all out today. What have you to say about the massive solidarity support that you have received today from the people? I reckon you must have gotten the feedback about how people have gone all over town saying it's you or nobody else.
Well, it is very gratifying. I've always known that the events of the last few weeks have, in fact, enabled people to make up their mind a lot more firmly. In fact, it has increased tremendously the public support that I have in the country. Nigerians are ready for democracy. Nigeria have elected their president, and Nigerians are not prepared to go for another election. The truth of the matter is that you do not have two sunrises in one day. Even in Africa, the sun rises only once a day, and that is the way it is. The people have made it very clear that that is what they want. And I'm sure the purpose is to let government know that the people are very serious in what they are saying.
Do you have any fears that some members of the SDP might give in to the new political arrangement that is being proposed?
There's nothing like that. You see, given to what? What would they give in to? There's nothing to give in to. The election was pronounced fair, free, fair and peaceful by the international observers and by the government-owned observers themselves. So what is there to give in to? As a matter of fact, they do not see any reason to prolong the democratic process anymore. And the SDP as a party is very clear. The executive committee made it very clear last week. The meeting in Benin too has made it very, very clear, really doubly clear, that there's no question of the party going back. To go back is to tell the Nigerian people that we are not a serious party. We are a very serious party. There are, we understand, a few officers who are not happy about the result of the election. But a few officers cannot be more important than the generality of Nigerian people. 14 million Nigerian people voted in the last election, more than voted at the National Assembly election. And as a proportion, probably more than have voted in the United States election, presidential election. So that in itself is a massive mandate. And I have 58.9% of the votes. I won in 20 states, and I won the 1/3 of the votes in 28 out of 30 states, and at the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja. There's nothing else.
Do you think the president will backpedal?
Well, it's not a matter of backpedaling. It's a matter of a misunderstanding. He was not accurately informed. For example, there were talks about bribes there were allegations of bribery to NEC. I've already said anybody with proof of that allegation should go to court. Bribery of an electoral officer, of a public officer, is an offense, is really a felony under the law of Nigeria. The matter should be taken to a criminal court. And secondly, there were allegations that the turnout was low. That has been debunked. There were more voters during the presidential election than during the National Assembly elections. So that is not true either. There were allegations that the judiciary is being put into jeopardy or into ridicule. We were able to prove that neither of the two candidates went before any court. It was an illegal organization supposedly being sponsored by the government itself that took matters to court. That has nothing to do with us. There were allegations that large sums of money were spent, 2.1 billion naira. That was not true. I've denied it. The other candidate has denied it. In any case, there is no upper limit to the expenditure that can be incurred by any candidate in the presidential election or in any election under the law of Nigeria. All these are just trumped up charges, excuses as it were, not reasons.
What message do you have, as the last question, to your teaming supporters across the country?
That there is plenty of hope, that there's no doubt at all that the president and the military government will leave office on the 27th of August. And there might be need to meet and discuss some details. And I'm always ready and willing to discuss details. This is not a civilian versus military situation. The preponderant majority of the Nigerian military and their family voted overwhelmingly for me in the last election. So there was no question of the military. There are quite a few, just a few officers who probably are unhappy about the changes. We will give them all the assurances they need. There is room for every Nigerian, especially the top officers who have been trained at tremendous cost to the taxpayers of Nigeria. The list of people which people have alleged have been prepared by me for dismissal or retirement is not true. I have no such list. We need all the soldiers we have in the Nigerian army, especially the senior ones who have been trained at considerable cost to the taxpayers of our country.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed.
Well, Chief Abiola, I'd like to confirm the kind of relationship you have now with the president.
President Babangida is a friend. Just look at the house, take a snapshot of all the pictures in the house. You will find more of his pictures in my house than my own pictures. We've been friends for over 20 years, very, very close friends. There have been quite a lot of efforts made by some people to create some friction between us. These are very trying period, but friendship is made to last and be passed from one generation to the other. I believe that will be the case in our situation too. These are temporary difficulties. The nation is passing through it. The armed forces, some of them are passing through it. But you will not allow that to affect our relationship.
How do you react then to his comment today that he has no apology for what he has done?
I don't know who is asking him to apologize. Is anybody asking him to apologize? See, a leader does what he believes is the best thing to do in a given circumstance. But a leader, when he has superior facts, can change his mind. That won't amount to apology. And nobody's asking him to. I'm not. Are you?
Are you?
No, I'm not. I'm just asking you. I mean, in what context was that statement made, if I may ask?
It was in the news today. I think we're reviewing the whole the situation and saying that he stands firmly by what he's done. Perhaps has a wind of what the SDP's position is.
Well, I'm not asking him to apologize. I'm just asking that in the light of the popular mandate of the Nigerian people, as a Nigerian too, and as a leader of Nigeria, you should think again. That's all. I'm not asking for apology. In fact, that is not required.
Are there any other views we want to put across?
Well, you know, this is a very, it is not always every time that the changeover of government from military to civilian goes as clockwork as that of Obasanjo to Adisham Shagari. It could be difficult in some instances, but maturity is required to deal with it, experience is required, and patriotism is required on both sides. Yes. That will not be lacking by the grace of God on this occasion too. Certainly not on this side.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Let me push my luck, sir, and ask you what you think about the whole situation. Your comments.
Which of the situations? Because we are
in the political impasse.
Well, we have two situations on hand.
Today's and the general one.
Okay, the general one is there has been an expression of the people's will as required by the law, as the law stood at the time. And that doesn't seem to me to call for any kind of crisis. I think it's a situation that can be resolved in 1 hour by completing the counting of the votes and proclaiming the victor. 1 hour.
What do you think about today's demonstration of solidarity?
Well, I say that in any modern society, the people have a right and a duty, not just a right, to express the popular will by popular action, provided it's peaceful. And throughout the political history of Nigeria, we've had that under all regimes. There have been marches, demonstrations, all sorts, so long as it's peaceful. It's the people's right. In this case, it's a double right. The people are insisting that the law should be obeyed. What can be better than that? The people are insisting that the law made by the outgoing regime should be obeyed. It's quite simple.
What are your views about a national government being put in the air now?
Well, we made a statement this morning that the victor has a duty to the nation to try and unify the nation. And in this case, Chief Abiola said quite clearly, even before any problems arose, that he thinks that he will call upon the resources of the country, whichever party they belong to help us out of the very serious economic and social conditions under which we labor at the moment.
Just how far are you willing to go on this national government issue?
I will go very far. I will look anywhere, everywhere, for the best Nigerians to solve our problems. Both Nigerians in America, Nigerians in the UK, they're all being asked to make contributions. Some of them will have to sacrifice their big foreign income in order to be able to bail out Nigeria. And they are ready, they are willing. Most of our doctors who have gone abroad are ready to come back home, are willing to come back home. Most of the lecturers in the university who have been on strike are saying that immediately the election result is declared, they will go back without any condition and wait for the resolution of their problem by my government when we settle down. That is the enormous amount of goodwill we have.
How would you react to a scenario being painted by some political analysts that if care is not taken, we might just have a government from the Niger north and another government down south?
No, nothing like that will happen. Nigeria is a federal republic to remain by the grace of God, indivisible, indissoluble, sovereign republic under God, by the grace of God. It will be a federal republic. Part of the problem is that it's always very difficult to ensure federalism under the centralist military government. But that will change. You had it very recently. Orders being given by the military president of the country to the governors of the states. That is not in accordance with our constitution. Maybe the problem arose because we allowed this diarchy. But what we have now is a diarchy. We have the civilian regime everywhere else, but having a military head. The body is civilian, the head is military. It is this funny animal that we have at the moment that is giving difficulties to everybody. Nobody seems to know what to call it. If you look at the head, you see the military. If you look at every other part of the body, you see civilian. What is it? Is it the civilian government we have now or military? I think it's a quasi-military concussion of governance. And it is this type of thing that has created that. But quite candidly, that is the thing. People don't realize that what we are talking about is the changeover of that head, the movement of the head, so that we have a full civilian government in Nigeria. Every soldier is gone. You sometimes don't remember that. But every soldier has practically left the government, except the president alone. And that is why it is so where the president himself becomes the umpire in a case in which is directly involved, the only one involved. You can see the problem of objectivity there. I think, yeah, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Very strange animal.
What is happening at your house? Are you being arrested?
I'm being arrested. I'm just going out now with the police.
Hello?
You see, there's a large crowd here, and I was being escorted out to detention by singing the national anthem.
Why are they arresting you?
They are arresting me on an allegation of felony, namely treason or something like that. They're not doing anything, they're just taking me away. Please let me go. You know, I'm delaying them.
And so where are you now? Are you in your car?
I'm in my car now.
Is it police who are with you in your car, or are they escorted? Are they
Yes,
behind?
the commissioner of police is in the car with me, and my senior wife is in the car with me.
Why are they letting you talk on the phone to the BBC while they're in the middle of arresting you?
They have come to arrest me, not to arrest my mouth.
You sound very cheerful about it, Chief Abiola.
Of course. You know, it is all part of democracy here.
And you're happy to go to the police and await whatever charges they're going to file against you?
I'm not in any way disturbed by it. Any sacrifice is in order. If it will bring democracy, peace and prosperity to Nigeria.
Is it possible to talk to the Commissioner of Police who's with you in the car?
I don't know if the Commissioner of Police is authorized to talk. He cannot talk to the press.
What is your advice now to your supporters, many of whom we heard a moment ago?
Well, I told them before I left home to just stay calm. It is very, very important that they stay calm.
So you're appealing for calm. You don't want them to take any direct action in your support?
No.
You still say you're the president of Nigeria, but it's not much good if you're going to be in jail.
Well, Mandela was in jail for 27 years. Kenyatta was in jail. I suppose that is one of the qualifications you need in this part of the world. Don't worry yourself, my friend.
That turned out to be his last interview. Abiola would die 4 years later, still in detention.